Right, let's cross live to the airport in Switzerland the morning after the night before and speak to talkSPORT's voice of live football, Adrian Durham. Adrian, I believe there's a lovely little English rose tattoo with Chloe above it on your left forearm.
Yeah, listen, you know what happens when you celebrate too much, you lose track of what's happening in your life. Yeah, of course there is. But there may well be at some point. But listen, it was absolutely fantastic.
Did you get a good Durham rating or not?
They all got 10 out of 10, mates.
Because some of them numbers, have been a bit harsh, haven't they, throughout this tournament? They have.
Yeah, just feel grateful you're not playing anymore, Andy.
What was your feelings like? What were you thinking at half-time?
Well, I mean, I had a bit of a rant at half-time because she started Lauren James and clearly wasn't fit.
Correct.
She was running through a tree called towing a caravan, you know, and I just thought, you know, surely you should realise she's not fit. We were playing with 10 players in the first half. Put it right in the second half, and they were so competitive, so much spirit, got back on level terms, took it to pens. So half-time, I wasn't happy at all, but by the time the winning penalty went in from Chloe Kelly, you can't be anything but ecstatic. What an achievement.
Yeah, I know you've still got to do it, but I think because what the girls went through in the tournament and the way that they got through some of those games in extraordinary fashion, really, as that game went on yesterday, you just felt it was absolutely going to be theirs, and that by hook or by crook, whatever it took, that they were going to get over the line, didn't you?
Andy, you're right. And I think what was happening in the first half was that England had a great chance. Lauren Hemp was through and the keeper made a great save. She made a couple of saves, actually, the Spanish keeper. But they controlled the game, Spain. They took the lead, and I thought if they get another, they could run away with it here. It might even get a little bit embarrassing, but they stayed in the game. That's the big thing with England. Even at 2-0, they've got so much character and quality, especially off the bench. They've got a deep, deep squad. They stay in games, and that's what they've done. It's been an incredible journey in this tournament. They were out about 3 or 4 times at various stages of the tournament, somehow managed to keep themselves in it, and they've only gone and won it. I mean, when you look back, could you say they were the best team? Well, they've won the tournament, and that's all that matters.
Yep.
There might have been other teams played better. But this England side had a depth in the squad, a character and a spirit that none of the others could match, and it's seen them through to victory in the end.
Will you be at the parade on Sunday, Adrian?
He's driving the bus. Never mind be at the parade.
Well, the parade is tomorrow. Yeah, we're waiting to find out what we're doing. talkSPORT will be there, definitely. I've stuck my hand up for it, but yeah, I will be there if needed. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, Adrian, what's important now is, will this all be forgotten, or the FA, corporate sponsorship, they have to move on again. These youngsters at grassroots levels, the feeding, the ladder, the pyramid system to make these players. A lot of them, I believe, used to go to America, where the game's very, very big, women's soccer. The FA now have got to encourage more and more and more, and invest.
Well, I think that a lot happened after 2022 and winning the Euros then, and you're right. I think they've got to build on this second victory as well. If we look at the WSL, for example, I think the crowds need to go up. But look at Arsenal. They're playing every game next season at the Emirates. They've sold 15,000 season tickets. London City Lionesses have just got promoted. They're pumping money into their club, so they're going to be competitive. So things are improving. What I would say is that this is a fantastic opportunity to build again and to really focus on it and to get girls playing more and more football, the opportunities for girls to play football. And in 2 years' time, they've got a World Cup in Brazil. This is what it's like when they win the Euros back to back. Imagine they win the World Cup, and they'll probably go there as favourites.
Yeah. And what about Sarina Wiegman? I mean, she's got some record in these tournaments. And so what about her future now moving forward?
Well, the FA chief exec Mark Bullingham told us before the tournament that she wasn't going anywhere. She was going to stay. Her contract is due to run out in 27. I was surprised that there's no plan in place. I sat down with Mark Bullingham about a week ago. There was no plan in place to sit down and talk to her about extending it. They were quite happy to go tournament by tournament. So after the Brazil World Cup, I'm assuming that's when they're going to sit down again and work something out. But she's going to be a manager in demand. I don't think there's any doubt about that, because this is a manager who coaches well, manages well. She makes great substitutions. She puts right some of the things she's got wrong in games as well, and that's good. That's big from a coach. And she wins tournaments and gets to finals. I mean, what's not to love?
Yeah. Adrian, we'll let you get on and get your plane home. Well done, pal. You enjoyed it.
Great stuff, mate.
It was a great tournament. Let's take another call. Quick call. Darren's a United fan and a Lioness fan. Darren, morning.
Morning, how are you both?
Yeah, good,
Good
mate.
morning, Dan. Yeah, we're good.
Good. I just want to say how the Lionesses inspired my daughter 3 years ago. She didn't want to play football. She didn't want to do that. And then as soon as she saw Mary URGES, she said, Dad, can I have some gloves? Can I have some gloves?
Yeah.
And we was in the backyard and she would pretend to be Mary URGES and everything. So they've really inspired my daughter. I don't know if it was, obviously it must have inspired other children's daughters. But I also want to say the determination shown by the Lionesses this tournament. I mean, you've had Chloe Kelly, who's been sort of left out of Man City and forced to move to get football. Lucy Bronze, I mean, she is a machine. I mean, to strap her leg up, to carry on, and then to find out after that she had actually got a broken bone in her leg and carry on playing football, and Carter for standing up to these idiots who are trolling her on Facebook and hiding behind a screen and a keyboard. I think that's disgusting what she's had to go through, but they're so brilliant, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good point, Dan.
Darren, nice one, mate. Thank you. So Darren's daughter now, get me some gloves, Dad. There you go.
Do you know, Al, talking about social media just quickly, it's very difficult in this day and age. You and I, we don't do that much of it.
No.
And so it's difficult for us to comprehend. But Jess Carter and her teammates and others coming into the game is the world they live in. I have no idea how you stop these idiots going on there and what compels people to even want to go on there and start spouting racist stuff online. I've got no idea how you would even begin to stop that. People keep talking about the companies that control it. Do you know, Al, what I think about? I hope one day something else comes along to take the place of this social media stuff. There will be. In 10 years' time, there'll be something else that comes along and people will communicate via something different.
And there's a new one coming out for, how can I say this without sounding not arrogant, but there's a new one you can come out where you can't get stick on it. You can interact. I could interact with you, with Parlour, people in other sports and stuff like that, where there's no.
So it is being policed, and it is being.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not been allowed.
That's
coming out very soon.
Well, there you go. Well, long overdue, I would say. But I sincerely hope something's done about it, because what happened to for girls like Jess Carter and others taking part in sport, you're an easy target sat there. And for these kids nowadays, you and I, we can ignore it and it doesn't bother us, and we've been around too long. But for a lot of these, it really does affect them big time.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.